Hey everyone. One of the most requested reckonings from a recent PFU episode, the same one, by the way, with the crazy F-250 guy and Southwest plane hair puller Karen, was actually the video recorded by cake-making TikTok creator and mother of two, Sweet Bumblebees, at a children's jungle gym and daycare business that she says totally dropped the ball in allowing her 3-year-old child to be attacked by a boy of 8, so almost 3 times her age. Well, thanks to several updates, we now know exactly what happened both before and after this incident, plus there's more footage from the incident itself that I didn't show on the other channel, so here's the tea. Sweet Bumble took this video on the 11th of June after getting a call that the unthinkable had just happened while she was at an important doctor's appointment in Fontana, California, so nearby. Her daughter, who'd been taken to the indoor playground in the meantime by her grandmother, our main character's mother-in-law, had just been attacked in broad daylight and suffered multiple apparent injuries. What's worse, she finds out that the attacking child's mother had then quickly packed up their things and been allowed to leave by the staff. Apparently there's like a buzz in, buzz out system for this place, so they had to buzz her out after this happened for her to be able to leave so quickly. However, Sweet Bumble, who's not feeling so sweet at this point, manages to get a hold of the manager and get this fleeing mom's information so that she can call her back to this Kids Empire location and sort this whole thing out in person. The footage of her returning to confront the manager of Kids Empire and the boy's mother in one fell swoop is nothing short of completely insane.
These two people think it's okay to let their 8-year-old son beat the ever-loving crap out of my 3-year-old and then left her without making sure she was okay. Did you even stop to see if she was okay? Did you? You did? So if I go around and ask everybody what happened, because everybody told me what happened, the only thing you said was, oh, he has ADHD. You think that's okay?
No, yeah.
I gotta take her to the emergency room. And you know what? If anything is permanently damaged with her, it's gonna be a problem. And the fact that you left isn't okay. You didn't know? You didn't know she left right away? You didn't know she left right away and you're sitting here telling me to be calm?
I'm coming. She came to get me. That's why we didn't answer your phone call, because she was with my parents and they left. They removed the child. I came because my parents are in Ontario. She was closer to my house. I just came to go to
she's close to your house after driving away, all the way away from wherever this is. We're in Ontario.
I didn't know the police were called. I just found out right now. She just came with, that's why I just wanted to find out what was going on. That's why I was just trying to,
That's her.
I was just trying to find out what was going on.
And this bitch keeps telling me to calm down.
No.
And I'm about to lose it.
Not come back. I didn't know that.
You left. Be quiet. Stop. If she keeps talking, Coco is going to be a problem. You need to just be quiet. You need to be quiet. No, don't man me. Be quiet. The fact that you thought it was okay to do that is going to be a problem. If I go outside with her, it's going to be a problem.
No, I just want to say something, but you knew your child hit somebody. Why wouldn't you go and check on the girl? Because as soon as
I was with the
You did not. You did not.
No,
don't lie to me.
Over there, when I walked over there and I see.
Do you understand that we got people's phone numbers?
She was bruised. She was bruised.
See, but I didn't even see all this.
Yeah, because you didn't check on her.
I walked over there.
You didn't check on her.
Why would
Don't tell me you didn't see nothing. You left.
Right over there as soon as you guys.
You scooped his little demon ass up and left. Are you kidding me? Not only that, when she got rescued, he chased the woman down that rescued her because he kept trying to get to her. You think that's okay? What the hell are you teaching your kid?
This mom seems to have nothing tangible or meaningful to say in her own or her child's defense at all. She kind of seems like a mix between a deer in the headlights and somebody who sniffed a little too much lead paint.
What the hell are you teaching your kid? You don't think it's okay, but you got up and left? You couldn't sit your happy ass down right there and wait? No, you didn't even know EMTs came.
Did you let them know that?
You didn't know if she was even alive. She could have died.
Yeah,
She could be dead right now. And you sat there and scooped his ass up and left. No, I had to call her. No, she wasn't going to come back. I had to call you. I had to call you. You weren't going to come back. You drove however far. For reals? You were not going to come back. You were like, oh, he got away with it. Let me just go. What were you going to do then? Nothing. 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 She is 3. She's 3.
Really sorry. No, I didn't see what happened.
She is 3. That's my baby. My baby. My last baby. I can't have kids anymore. Something happens to her, it's going to be a serious problem. The fact that I haven't touched your ass yet is a miracle. Because I'd f your ass up and I'd f your ass up too. Because the fact that you left my baby and you didn't even check to see if she was okay, it's a problem. And you're only sorry because you got caught. You ain't sorry. No, don't tell me you're sorry. You left.
It doesn't matter what her face
What do I
looked
want
like.
you to do?
You knew that he did it.
You should have sat down and
until
waited.
they cleared it.
We
And that is insanity.
She is free.
When it took for somebody to call you.
You had him up there unsupervised, knowing he's apparently unstable around all these other little kids.
That is number
Look
one.
at this little baby up there all the way at the top. He could have did it to her.
I was wrong. We agreed with that. You're absolutely right.
You have to regulate your kids when they
are
have
right.
disabilities.
Yes,
They shouldn't be in settings like this without a parent with them. My son that just went in right now,
Look at this body language.
I know that he's about to go
The
with
lady
his
that
bigger
saved her
cousin,
damn
but
life
if they
is taking
weren't
care of her
here,
right now.
I would have to go with him
Go ahead
because he
and go
has
get
autism.
Maddie.
You understand? This is incredibly just really negligent on y'all's behalf.
Switched around, same situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
100%. I agree.
You weren't even gonna come back. You weren't gonna do nothing. You literally weren't going to do anything.
I kind of didn't know what to do.
You didn't know what to do? You didn't know what to do? Really? Your son viciously attacked somebody and your first thought is to get him up and out?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And then you weren't gonna do nothing. You probably gonna take
Just
him back somewhere
traumatized.
else and let him traumatize
Just
another baby.
traumatized.
She's 3.
She's 3.
I know.
So you were going to leave a child traumatized.
That's
weren't
what you
going to
did.
Tell her.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
She's 3.
I know.
Did you see her face?
Yeah, I
We
did.
did
Her
see.
back? Her arms?
Because I'm like,
didn't see
from
that.
what?
She looks like a domestic violence victim.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
what
no,
a
I-
few people said was that like your son stomped on her.
Stomped her out.
To the point where
Stomped her in the face. Her brother tried to get him off of her and he pushed my son and he had to come and run and scream for help. And you think,
Sorry. No, I
let
didn't-
me just leave.
I didn't even.
You sit down and wait. You sit down and wait. You make him take accountability for what he did.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
How would you want somebody to treat your child if that was him? How would you want them to be treated? You want somebody to stomp your child out and then just disappear?
Absolutely.
I didn't.
That's like having a car accident.
That's literally a hit and run.
You're
You
stuck with
like,
the damage.
Right. Yeah, no, I
It's a
didn't.
hit and run.
Yeah.
100%.
I gotta go to the hospital. I have to take her to the hospital. I stayed here and waited because I wanted to see your f***ing face. Because what is wrong with you? We're gonna stay here and wait and make sure everybody is okay. That is not an excuse.
You're right.
It's not.
So you
You put a baby in danger.
Knocking at your door.
That's
and
how
that
you would've
would've
found
been
out.
a big surprise
Yeah.
versus
absolutely.
just staying.
You
and
need to
watching.
say thank you to everybody in here that kept me calm enough not to drag your ass.
I am thankful for you too.
Yeah, no,
I
thank
really-
you for
Because I would have let you end up staying looking the way that my daughter looks, if not worse. You don't know who I am. You don't know me from a can of paint. I could be insane, which I am about my babies. And you are so lucky.
Right.
You are so lucky. I'm a different person now.
Pretty pretty crazy. And it's since racked up over 5 million views, perhaps unsurprisingly, on TikTok, prompting several updates that reveal what we all wanted to know. What became of this? How was something this crazy allowed to happen right under this business's nose? What really happened that fateful day that allowed her child to be so badly injured by another child in what was supposed to be a professional, safe, and supervised environment? By popular demand, Sweet Bumble returned to TikTok to give us all her tea.
So on Wednesday, June the 4th, 2025, I had a very important doctor's appointment that I needed to go to, and my mother-in-law, who hadn't gotten to see my children in about a month almost, because she had her own little health complications that she was having, really wanted to take the kids out. So she decided, okay, I'm going to take them to this indoor playground that's right next to your house. I'm on my way to my appointment and I get a phone call that something has happened to my 3-year-old daughter and EMTs are checking her out. So I rush back to get there as fast as I can. And when I get there, I see my daughter. She's finally calmed down. She's still crying, but she's coloring and talking to her grandmother at a table. And my son comes over and he tells me that he heard his baby sister screaming for help, ran in to see where she was. He found her and he said that, Mom, the boy would not get off of her. All he kept doing was kicking her in the face and stomping on her face. He would not stop. I tried to pull him off and he would not stop. He was too strong and I couldn't get him off. So I ran to get an adult. So as my son is running out, he says a woman was coming in and he pulled her and asked her to help him. So the woman that my son met up with, her name was Jasmine or Yasmin. I can't remember if I'm saying her name correctly. I'm sorry. She ran in because what she told me was that there was only about 5 other families there. It was not a busy day at all. And she told me that all the mothers heard screaming and it didn't sound like playing at all. So they all start calling their children out to see who's getting hurt or who's doing what. So all of the kids come out except for my daughter, my son, and this boy. And so Yasmin, I'm going to call her Jasmine. If I'm incorrect, please, I apologize. She runs in, meets up with my son. He's like, he's beating her. He's kicking her, help. So she says when she runs in, it looks like a gorilla beating up a baby, basically. Like he was just stomping my daughter out. And my daughter is literally screaming for her life, screaming for help. And she says she goes to pull this boy off of her. And he won't let go. Like he wouldn't let go of her ear. And so she's like trying to get this boy off of my daughter. And she said she had to literally kick him off of her to get him off. And when she was able to grab a hold of my daughter clung onto her, screaming for help. And this lady is trying to get my daughter out of the play area. And the boy chases her and starts hitting her, trying to get back to my daughter. Like he was being relentless, he wouldn't stop. And he literally chased her out down the slide. He tripped her, actually. She tripped holding my daughter because he was being so relentless, chasing her and pulling on her clothes to get her back so he could keep assaulting my daughter.
So the way that she describes this all going down is super crazy. I could not have begun to guess that this had all happened and that was what was behind this outrage in her video. But what she says the mom does when she finds out what her kid just did, even worse.
So she gets down and she's like, somebody, whose kid is this? Somebody get their kid. And the mother apparently runs up and she's like, what happened? And they're like, he attacked this little girl. She grabs him and says, I can't believe you did this again. Snatches him up And everybody's like, where are you going? You have to stop. He attacks someone. And she goes, well, he has ADHD. Packs him up. Her mom, I think she was there with her to his grandparents. And she grabs everybody and they leave. And at those places, you're buzzed in and you're buzzed out. Nobody can just go in and out without somebody pressing a button to let them in. So the facility let her out.
Unbelievable as it may sound, when she goes to pick up her son after the incident, she looks at him and says, "I can't believe that you did this again." So this is a known problem that her son has been attacking children, and she continues to bring him to play places. Apparently she's been chalking these incidents up to, oh, he has ADHD. That's just normal behavior for a kid who can't focus.
So I'm baffled because why would you let this woman leave after that? Why would you let her leave? This is where he cornered her. She literally had nowhere to go. She had nowhere to run, nowhere. You can see all the scratch marks, clawed up. She was trying to get away and he would not let her. She said she tried to hit him back to get him away from her, and it just made him even more mad, is what she said. She knew that her son was violent and that he had outbursts or whatever the problem was, because clearly he's done it before. She knew about it and she let him go in there unattended. They have to check on the kids, and that did not happen. Even when all the parents in there, when they said that they heard screaming, the staff did nothing. The staff didn't move, didn't budge. And then everybody there said the entire time they were there that day, they did not see staff walking around to check on the kids.
So there you have it. Other parents told our main character that the staff was being particularly inattentive that day, and that they hadn't seen staff walking around checking on the kids like they usually do, which probably made something like this possible in the first place. So really, this seems like it was just a bit of negligence from Kids Empire in failing to be on the ball that day, and maybe in taking forever to even respond to this incident when it was happening, though she did shout out the efforts of that one employee, Jasmine, or Yasmin, for being the one to rescue her daughter from her assailant. But it looks like some serious negligence on the part of mom here, who has been bringing her child around to places like this, despite the fact that he has a self-admitted history of attacking other kids. But we actually don't even have to take his own mom's word for it that he has been doing this, because other clients of Kids Empire and people who have seen this lady out and about contacted our main character with tea of their own. This person messaged that their child was a victim of this boy's aggression at that Kids Empire too, just a few months before this, and that the mom had made the same excuses, that her child had ADHD, and waved off the incident. The person even mentions that the little boy at one point threatened to call demons on her son. This person said that the woman and her son frequent her work location, this is another person, and that she was not only extremely rude to her own mother and cursed like a sailor, but allowed her child to openly misbehave around the store, and then chalked it up to his, quote, autism. So she appears to be changing her son's diagnosis depending on the situation. It's really up in the air if he's truly been diagnosed with any of this at this point. But I'm most shocked that this has happened to another kid at the same location. Finally, since I'm sure you're dying to know what happened once the police got involved, we get a final story time.
The police were called, they just never showed up because they were busy, I guess. And I ended up getting a phone call while we were on the way to the hospital from a sergeant. I cannot remember his name at the moment. I will put it down here somewhere. Basically, since the boy is 8 and under the age of 12, there is a law that was passed back in 2019 stating that children under the age of 12 cannot be tried, basically. So, like, I can't press charges against this boy. I can't press charges against his mother. The only thing that I am even allowed to do is file a lawsuit against his mother for negligence, like a civil suit, and then also try to sue Kids Empire. But I've spoken to lawyers. Nobody is really willing to take that case because May is a child and they don't see it as one lawyer said it's not worth his time. And another one was just saying that it's not worth anybody's, like, it's not worth going after Kids Empire because those places have these insane waivers. So I'm not getting any type of justice that I think my daughter deserves. It's not about money to me. It's about this boy, honestly, needs to get help.
Infuriatingly, the police inform her that neither he nor his mother can be held criminally liable in any way for this attack. And on top of that, no lawyer that she's contacted seems willing to take her case. To make matters worse, a friend of hers dropped some more tea, and she had apparently seen this boy and his mother at the Lemon Festival the next weekend, and she was apparently allowing him to again play with all the other kids as though nothing had happened.
Because afterwards, the weekend of this happening, a client of mine, my friend as well, saw them at the Lemon Festival up here in Upland. And she was letting him get in jumpers with kids and doing all this stuff with kids. She is having panic attacks. She is every single day ask me if this boy is going to come back to hurt her. It's been really hard to see her go through this because, again, Meme is just a light.
And you may be thinking, wow, that is a terrible ending, one of the worst and most depressing ever. And you'd be right if it weren't for all of the wonderful netizens who saw this video and felt terrible about what happened. And they did reach out and they did actually make things okay here because they sent May and her entire family on a Disney trip. They got to go to Disneyland. One of her other followers even offered up free self-defense classes to help both of her traumatized kids feel more confident and safe. And speaking of trauma, they were also finally able to get both of those kids into therapy so that they can start mentally healing from what I'm sure was probably the scariest and most traumatic experience of their little lives so far. So there was some good to come out of this. Alright everyone, we're going to leave it there. Let us know how you felt about this video in the comments below and drop your recommendations for future stories. Alright, I'm out of here. Toodaloo!